Greetings from Department of Prosthodontics in Crown and Bridge, KSR, IDSR. This is a small educational video on the laboratory procedures in the management of a fractured complete denture. Now you can see the armamentarium which is being used for the repair process. This is the armamentarium, and this is the fractured lower complete denture. The first thing that is to be done is to approximate both the components and to see whether there is any missing part in between. And then is to stabilize by using sticky wax. So it is being stabilized. And we hold it, and then you can still stabilize it by using matchsticks on the occlusal surface and again add sticky wax. Now the denture is stabilized. Now we will be adding petrolatum jelly to the tissue surface or the intaglio surface. Now we are sifting the dental stone into water and we will mix it. And once that is done, you can tap the bowl and then switch on the vibrator and then start adding the dental stone to the intaglio surface of the fractured denture. And make sure there are no air bubbles or voids getting incorporated. And then it is placed. This you can see the stabilized component and the model being poured. Now a base is being made on a glass plate or a tile, and then the denture is being placed along with the cast which was poured earlier, and once it is set, it is mildly pried out with a carver without breaking the cast. Now you have the cast, working cast, and the fractured denture. The next step is to remove all the sticky wax that was used for stabilization and then draw small grooves that are going to be placed. So you draw it first on the surface of the denture, that's the polished surface of the denture, and then we are going to use a burr and then start trimming. So the grooves have to be made in such a way that there is a networking between the grooves on one side and the grooves that are being made on the other component of the denture, so that there is a interlacing or interrelationship between the repair material that is going to be used, so that it gives more strength. So now you can see that the trimming has been done and the grooves like a dovetail is being made on the denture surface. So the groove is made deep enough that it almost reaches the intaglio surface of the denture, and then they are placed on the cast. You can see that there is a network or interlinking of the grooves so that it gives better strength. The next step is to add sodium alginate or cold mold seal to the cast and then place the dentures back on the cast and then start adding the self-cure repair material. So we are using a sprinkle on method here and then adding or sifting the polymer powder and then injecting or dropping the monomer liquid. And now that has been added, and we allow it to polymerize on the cast without removing it. Once it is polymerized, we can pry it out with a carver without breaking the cast. So now you have the repaired denture. Now we are going to trim it. So we will do the gross trimming. We will remove the excess amount of material that is flown onto the surface of the denture. You can use different types of trimmers or carbide burrs for removing the excess. And then we can use different finishing materials like emery and sandpaper could be used. This is for the finishing. This is with the sandpaper on a mandrel mounted on the handpiece. And different grit sizes could be used for finishing the surface of the denture, both on the lingual surface as well as on the labial surface. Make sure that you don't have excess material on the intaglio surface also. That has to be checked. Now, pumice is being added for doing the final polishing, and you can use a polishing buff, and it is being polished on the labial aspect. Make sure you just hold it properly so that the denture does not fly away, especially when you are finishing it on the lingual aspect. Now we have the finished lower complete denture. You can see on the lingual aspect as well as on the buccal aspect. Now it is ready for the patient to wear. You can take note that the repair procedure can be done by using heat cure instead of self-cure also. When we are going to do the repair with heat cure, after the grooves have been prepared, the grooves will be filled with wax, and then the denture along with the cast is invested. A dewaxing procedure is done to remove the wax, and then the grooves are filled or packed with the heat cure acrylic resin material, and then it is kept for curing and then removed, and the excess is trimmed, and then it is finished and finally polished.